today's a big day. We've got countdown to the quote unquote Liberation Day. I don't know if you heard my little joke, but I've been saying it. Is it Liberation Day or Liquidation Day? That is the question, and we will have to see when it comes to the market's reaction. What are your thoughts? I mean, we've had a lot of bearishness out there, right? The news media have been going, they've been going crazy with all this this uncertainty. They've really put out a lot of fear, uncertainty, and doubt into the world. What do you think about this? Is this more likely to be a bottoming point for the market, or do you think this is just the beginning to the sell-off that we've seen?
I think it might, at the moment, it's a bit confusing. But Trump is going to speak, I think, later on today. I think from there we're going to have clarity. But I think the market is already panicking. Yesterday, it was pushing up very nice. That shows the fear from traders or investors. So I think if maybe they continue with 25% tariffs, one way or another, that is going to affect the market in a negative way. It might be a short time, but I think we might see a sell. But from what we see now, it's like the market already tried to show us that support area, that it's actually valid. So maybe the market might touch that and continue going up, or maybe Trump might use a softer tone. Maybe that's what will help the market. But at the moment, it seems like things are going to melt at the moment.
Yeah, it's been well, price action definitely has been rough in the last few days. You can see, we had this big sell-off, pulled back into this area, found resistance here, and have continued to push lower. My question, though, is, how much of this fear is already in the markets? And I guess, what is the market positioned for? And what I think it's positioned for is it's positioned for the worst case scenario. What I mean by that is like sweeping tariffs, and Trump's going to make a stand, and the market seems to be predicting that Trump is going to come out and he's going to swing the bat in all directions. That's what the market seems to be. So as you mentioned, if there is some softness that comes in, some considerations, some exemptions, some negotiations, some delays on tariffs, if the market sees that from Trump, I think there is a I should clarify, if the market sees any of that, even a little bit of that, I think that would be a bottoming potential for the market. But right now, as you mentioned, we're on a slippery slope, and the default seems to be sell now, ask questions later, at least until we get some more clarification around the tariffs.
Exactly. I think everyone at the moment is just thinking about bearish without any deeper understanding, because it's like, if you check the news, there is always breaking news. Trump is going to speak 25% tariffs, so that by itself, it creates this panic, even though there is nothing much to support that. So that's why we say maybe Trump might use a softer tone. I think that might change, because I think he already sees that it's not really good for the markets. And he might change. He might say, okay, we'll delay this and that, or we'll have a deal with this country or this, whatever. And I think that might be a good thing. And it might happen. I think they are leaning to that direction, because this is not the first tariff. If you checked the previous one, they were all postponed for later date, or to do some investigation on that. I think even this one might be something like that. So yeah, I think we will see. We will just see. But if maybe it goes on that for a week or two, maybe we might see a slower sell-off. But still, even though we see the sell-off, it's still not really reflecting what we can see from the companies, because most of the companies were doing perfect. So I don't really see the reason behind that, why we see the sell-offs and stuff like that, especially on the indices.
Yeah, no, it's again, it's kind of detecting too. You mentioned like previous tariffs that have been imposed. there's been with each one some degree of like, for the most part, some degree of considerations and some exemptions and negotiation. So yeah, I mean, it also matters whether or not Trump is okay with, this is what I was talking about just before you joined the stream, is he okay with letting the market continuing to move lower, or is this getting his attention? That's the big question too. You know, people are trying to figure out, is this enough of a sell-off to actually get the administration's attention, or is their pain threshold, you know, more? Could they, you know, could we see 5,200 on the SPX before, you know, concessions are considered, or you know, some negotiations are made a little bit looser? You know, that's I guess the big question, and why there's so much uncertainty out there is that people don't know, of course, how Trump's tone is going to be. That's why I think this afternoon the market has priced in such a big movement. We can see that in the VIX, for example. The VIX has spiked up here once again, showing that again, market participants are pricing a big move in the markets, that they think that there's going to be a lot of volatility on most charts. So we'll see how that plays out. The other one I want to just show you too, we always like to incorporate some data into our discussion. The put to call ratio continues to be very elevated. This is just showing you that people have a huge demand for puts right now. They're buying bearish bets or puts on the market at a very aggressive rate. And the reason I bring that up is that typically, not always, but typically, when everybody rushes to buy puts get very expensive. And what happens most of the time is that there is some sort of reset or bounce off of that. It's actually, most of the time, puts and options actually expire worthless. Basically, they're priced higher than the actual moves that occur in the market. So right now, the market is forecasting a very big move. We'll see if we get a very big move. That's the question. If you'd like to see more of our free daily chart of the days, make sure to join our Telegram channel if you have not already joined. And if you are already in the Telegram channel, make sure to hit that thumbs up button to support our work. Also, quick reminder that if you're looking for free tools and free education in the trading space, head over to a1trading.com. You can check out our free technical, fundamental courses and much more.